The moment you hear seven habits, your mind immediately goes to Stephen Covey and his famous book, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. A book that at one time felt like the whole world was breathing. But here is the deeper truth. When you study the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, you realize something powerful. The very habits the world celebrates today were already practiced by him long before they were ever written in books. The seven habits of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, impactful leadership that still lives today. What if I told you the most impactful leader in history did not just build followers, he built leaders who changed the world even after he was gone? Today, when we talk about leadership, we talk about success, influence, and results. But real leadership is not about control, it's about impact. And impactful leadership means your influence continues even when you are not there. And if we look for the greatest example of this, we find it in Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He didn't just lead people, he developed people. From his life, we can extract something powerful: seven habits that can transform how we lead, live, and influence others. Let's begin with the first habit: clarity and sincerity. Because impactful leadership doesn't start with power, position, or popularity. It starts with a leader knows exactly what they stand for and why it truly matters. When the message is clear, people understand the direction. When the intention is sincere, people trust the leader. And that is the foundation of real influence. No clarity means confusion. No sincerity means no trust. And without trust, there is no leadership. But clarity alone is not enough, because even if your message is clear, it will not create real impact if you don't know how to receive people as well as guide them. That's why the second habit matters so much. Habit two: listen to understand. In today's world, everyone is talking, but very few are listening. Great leaders don't just speak well, they listen deeply. They listen to understand, not to reply, because people don't open their hearts to those who don't listen. Listening is not just a skill, it's respect. Listening makes people feel heard, but kindness makes them feel safe. And without that feeling, no real connection can happen, which leads us to third habit: kindness. Now here is a question. Is strength about being tough or being in control? True strength is gentleness. Gentleness opens hearts that force will never reach. You can force behavior, but you cannot force love, trust, or loyalty. And impactful leaders don't just want obedience, they want connection. Now, here is where leadership becomes difficult, because kindness can win hearts, but without firmness, it cannot protect values. And real leaders are not only loved for how gentle they are trusted for what they refuse to compromise. They know when to be soft with people and when to stand strong for principle. And that is the balance. Habit four: be firm. Principles matter. Kindness doesn't mean weakness. Great leaders are gentle in approach, but firm in principles. They don't compromise values to please others. They don't trade integrity for comfort. Kind heart, strong principles, that's leadership. But leadership is not only about protecting values, it's also about building people. A leader may be clear, kind, and firm, but if they don't know how to lift others, their impact will remain limited. Great leaders do more than correct people, they strengthen them. And that brings us to fifth habit: encourage people. Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone believed in you before you believed in yourself? That's what great leaders do. They see potential before it becomes reality. They use words to build, not break. One word can lift someone, one word can destroy someone. Impactful leaders choose their words carefully. Encouragement builds people, but wisdom guides the decisions that shape their future. Habit 6: wisdom in decisions. Not every situation needs speed, some need pause. Wise leaders don't react, they respond. They ask, what is the long term impact? Because leadership is not about the moment, it's about what happens next. But even the best decisions are not made in isolation. They depend on critical factor, understanding people and reality. Because you cannot make wise decisions if you don't fully understand who you are dealing with and what is really happening around you. And that brings us to the seventh habit: awareness, know people and reality. The best leaders understand people. They know personalities, cultures, emotions, timing. They don't speak the same way to everyone. They connect before they direct. Because if you don't understand people, you cannot lead them. Impactful leadership is not about being followed, it's about building people who continue your impact long after you are gone.